Okay, so there's a huge shift happening in software development right now. And listen, this isn't just about getting slightly better code suggestions from your AI assistant. No, we're talking about a completely new way to build software. And it's all being powered by a new kind of AI. The crazy part, it's getting here way faster than any of us expected.
And let's be real, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? Is AI coming for my job as a developer? Is this the end of coding as we know it? Well, the answer is kind of complicated. It's not exactly coming for your job, but it is absolutely about to change it forever.
You know, for the last few years, we've gotten used to AI as a tool. Think of something like Copilot. It suggests the next line of code, right? It's a helper. You're the one in the driver's seat guiding its every single move. But the shift we're talking about today is completely different. I want you to imagine an AI that isn't just a tool, it's a full-on teammate. A teammate that can understand high-level goals and then just execute entire projects by itself. In this new world, you're not just the coder anymore, you're the architect.
And that's exactly what we're here to talk about. Welcome to AgileWoW, your partner in figuring out these huge shifts where Agile, Scrum, and AI all come together. Our whole mission is to help professionals like you get ahead of the curve, especially when things are changing this fast.
So here's the plan for today. We're going to break this whole thing down. First, we'll look at the limits of the AI we're using right now. Then we'll dive straight into what's being called the Agentic Revolution. We'll even peek inside a brand new platform from Google that shows this is really happening. After that, we'll talk about what your new role as an architect actually looks like. And finally, we'll cover the one key feature that makes this whole thing work.
All right, so first things first, let's talk about the problem. Look, the AI coding assistants we have today are amazing, don't get me wrong, but they've kind of hit a ceiling. They're totally reactive. They wait for you to ask for something, they give you a little piece of code, and then they just sit there waiting for the next command. They're stuck in the weeds, you know? They can't see the big picture. That's why this jump from an assistant to an agent is so important.
And that brings us to the heart of this whole thing, agentic coding. So what is it? It's basically a new way of thinking where AI goes way, way beyond just suggesting a line of code. The two magic words here are autonomously plan and execute. Think about it like this. Your current AI assistant is like a GPS giving you turn-by-turn directions. You're still driving. An agentic AI, it gets in the car, asks you where you want to go, and then it plans the route and does all the driving for you.
And I really want to stress this. This is not just some small update or a new feature. This is a totally revolutionary new way to build software. We're fundamentally changing our relationship with the machine. We're moving away from telling it exactly what to do step by step to just giving it a goal and trusting it to figure out the rest. It's a game changer.
So what's the big difference in practice? It all comes down to high-level objectives. You stop thinking in tiny little steps. You're no longer telling it, hey, write me a Python function that does this one specific thing. Instead, you're going to say something like, build out a secure password reset feature for the entire user login flow. And the agent just gets it. It understands that big picture goal and then figures out all the nitty-gritty technical steps all by itself.
I know. This probably sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But here's the thing. It's not science fiction anymore. It's already happening. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the proof. There's a new platform from Google that makes this whole idea very, very real.
Let's talk about Google Antigravity. People are calling this the very first true agentic development platform. And get this, it's powered by Google's latest and greatest AI, Gemini 3 Pro. This is the moment where all that theory we've been talking about becomes a real tool you can use. It's an entire environment built from the ground up for this new way of working, with you as the architect and the AI as the agent.
But here's what's really cool. Antigravity isn't just one single giant AI brain. It's actually a whole system of different specialized AIs all working together. You've got Gemini 3 Pro acting like the project manager, figuring out the big plan. But then it delegates tasks to other AIs. There's one that's a genius at controlling a web browser and another one that's a pro at editing images. It's literally like having a team of AI specialists all managed by another AI. It's wild.
So, what's your new day-to-day gonna look like? Well, first, you step in as the architect, and you define the main goal. That's step one. Then the agent takes over. It looks at your goal and creates a super detailed plan all by itself. Step three, it just goes to work. It starts using all the tools you'd normally use, your code editor, the terminal, even a web browser. It'll build the feature, or fix the bug, or whatever you asked it to do. And then, and this part is so important, you step back in at the end. You review everything it did, looking at the finished product and all the little breadcrumbs it left behind.
And hey, just a quick pause here. This whole explainer is brought to you by AgileWoW. We know that trying to keep up with changes this big can be a lot. So if you're looking to really get your skills ready for this new reality, you should definitely check out our workshops on product management, agile leadership, and AI. You can find all the details at agilewow.com.
Okay, so we've seen the tech. It's impressive. But now let's get to the most important question of all. What does this actually mean for you? Your job is about to change in a big, big way. You're moving up from the day-to-day, line-by-line coding to the more strategic, big-picture work of an architect. Your real value isn't going to be in how fast you can type, but in how well you can supervise.
I love this quote because it just nails it. Your job is now about orchestration. Think of yourself as the conductor of an AI orchestra. You're not playing every instrument anymore. Instead, you're setting the vision, you're defining the music, you're reviewing the performance, you're making the big strategic calls. And the agent? It's the orchestra, playing all the complex parts and bringing your vision to life. And you know, making that jump from coder to architect takes a whole new set of skills. It's not just about the tech anymore. It's about really deeply understanding what you're building and why you're building it. That's how you'll be able to guide these incredibly powerful AIs to deliver real business value. And frankly, that mindset is at the core of everything we teach about product management and strategy here at AgileWoW.
Okay, but let's pause. All of this sounds great, but it brings up a huge, massive question. How in the world can we trust an AI to just write our production code? I mean, you can't just ship something that came out of a black box, right? Well, this is where the single most important feature of this entire system comes in. It's the one thing that makes this all possible.
And the answer is full traceability. This right here is the foundation that the entire idea of agentic coding is built on. Honestly, without this, none of it would ever work in a real professional company. This is how we learn to trust the machine.
So how does it work? It's pretty simple, actually. For every single thing the AI agent does, every file it touches, every command it runs in the terminal, it leaves behind a detailed record. Think of it like a digital receipt for every action. This means that you, as the architect, can go back and see the AI's entire chain of thought from beginning to end. You can see why it did what it did, you can easily debug its work if you need to, and most importantly, you have a totally clear audit trail to prove that the final code is good to go.
So look, if you only remember one thing from our time together today, make it this. Your value as a developer is moving up. It's shifting away from the nuts and bolts of writing lines of code and moving towards the bigger, more strategic work of defining what needs to be built and then supervising the AI agents that are going to do the building for you. The tech is here, it's real, and it is moving so much faster than anyone thought possible. So the question really isn't about the technology anymore. The question is about us. It's about you. Are you ready to make that shift and become an AI architect?
Hey, thanks so much for tuning into this explainer, which was supported by AgileWoW. If you got something out of this, please do us a huge favor and follow, leave a review, and maybe even share it with your team. And of course, if you're ready to start your journey into this new world, check out all the trainings and workshops we have at AgileWoW. Until next time, stay agile and stay curious.